What's going on, guys? One love out to everybody. We got UFC Fight Night, Imavov versus Borralho. Predictions breakdown here, guys, over there in Paris, France. Depending on which region you're in, it's going to be an early card here at 12 p.m. So, you know, for some people that's good. You know, you'd have to wait till later on in the afternoon, or it's not too early. It's just, you know, 12 noon, right? Good matchups on this card. Imavov and Borralho is a pretty good matchup there. Denis and Rufi is a pretty good matchup too. 14 fights, so we got a good amount of fights here. So let's fly into it real quick here, guys. I'm gonna spend too long on this one though. Before I get started though, guys, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to this channel, or check my Patreon account for my face-off predictions and prop plays. You can also donate to my PayPal account. Also check out Wayne Gaethje for more health and wellness. If you're trying to lose weight, dealing with some imbalances, just, you know, try to change your lifestyle around, you know, more healthy lifestyle. Check out Wayne Gaethje. All the links will be down below, guys. Let's fly through this real quick here, guys, but accurately. I'm not going to spend too long on this one. We got 14 fights on this card. So first fight, we got Shannon Bannon versus Sam Hughes. With Bannon here, more of a karate stylist. More unorthodox striking from her. Flows off her movement of her footwork. But she's hittable at times, can get knocked down. Can get hurt in the foot. She will also look for the sub off her back, you know, if she gets knocked down. But doesn't pack any raw power though, right? Work off from the side kick, kind of like what Holly Holm does, kind of like a Stephen Thompson. But you know, it's there, you know. But she is hittable though. Her opponent Sam Hughes, I feel Sam Hughes is more experienced here. She pack raw power, been improving her game. You know, beat some prospects though. Beat Victoria and Stephanie, which were supposedly prospects coming up. You know, and she have some tough fights. You know, lost some and win some, but she shows to still hang in there and still shows improvement. Let me see here. We'll put a heavy pace on you coming forward. A lot of pressure, very aggressive. And she looks very in shape for this fight. You know, she's always in shape, but she looks really good for this fight. Check out the social media and stuff like that. I'm gonna go with Sam here, guys. I don't know. I feel Bannon can land some kicks and punches, but I feel Sam Hughes packed the more raw power, gonna push that heavy pace. I feel Sam Hughes possibly gonna hit a little bit harder too. And just experience from Sam Hughes, man. You know what I'm saying? She shows that she's still in there. She shows improvement by beating these prospects. So I'm going to go with Sam Hughes. I'm going to say Sam Hughes by decision, guys. But women fight, like we always say, not confident. Next fight, we've got Rinat Fakhretdinov versus Andreas Gustafsson. Rinat here, he's a pretty well-rounded guy. You know, had a Dagestani kind of vibe with him. We look for the takedowns, grind. We'll also strike with you too. He did kind of lose to that last guy he fought there, though, man. He kind of lost to Carlos Leak, man. I feel Carlos Leak won that fight, and you know, like I said, with these cards here, they will rob you, dude. So it depends on depending if they're hometown favorite or they does favor the guy to win, they will rob it. Let me see here, but the thing about Rinat here, he will gas out. He's usually a fast-paced guy. We'll look for the submission in the first round, but he's like a fast-paced guy, but you know, sometimes the fight prolong or you put a lot of pressure on him, he would tend to slow down. You can even take him down too, but hardly though, but you can still get him down. I feel Rinat is more well-rounded though. You know, what I see from Gustafsson, I feel Gustafsson is more of a bruiser. You know, striking defense is not that great. He's very hittable, but he will push his Greco-Roman wrestling though. He will push it, man. Grind, like what he did to Kyrgios Williams, you know. But what I noticed from him from watching his other fights, especially the fights against Jonathan here, the guy that he lost to, he can get taken down though. So even though he has a wrestling background, you can apply pressure on him, pin him against the cage, and get double legs on him. And you know, it's I wouldn't say it's easy, but a guy like Rinat, I think Rinat will get him down. But Rinat will gas out though, but I just feel like Rinat has more experience. I feel with Gustafsson he can get taken down from what I see in his fights. He does have a toughness with him and will push a high pace, but his striking is still in works, but he will swing wild punches and catch you with overhands though, and he will hurt you in the foot. but he's still hittable and can get taken on. And once you tie him up and close the distance on him, just keep it real tight, I feel Rinat will get the takedowns on him. You know what I mean? Possibly even get a submission. So, but I have Rinat by decision though, guys. But I'm not confident. All right, let's keep going here, guys. Next fight we got Brad Tavares versus Robert Bryczek. Brad Tavares is a veteran dude, man. I thought he actually got cut from UFC, but I guess he's still here. He's an experienced veteran, will mix it up. You know, he's been knocked on like 5 times though. Can get a lot flat-footed in the fight at times. But he's game though. You know, he's a veteran. He knows how to win the fights. His opponent here, Robert. What we saw from Robert when he made his debut against ER, you know, he looked like he would have had that fight. I believe he hurt ER in that fight, but he gasses out quickly though. He's not too active either, but he does have the punching power. He does move well in there, and he is well rounded. He is a skilled guy. So I think what we saw from him with ER, maybe, you know, he was just one of those fights where, you know, maybe the octagon jiggers or the octagon jitters. You know, it's just one of those things where, you know, sometimes, you know, you get your first fight, he doesn't look too great, but he has potential though. I mean, I like what I see from him. You know, even against ER, you know, but then he just slowed down in that fight. You know, he seemed like a guy that he could drop the ball, he could gas up, but he moves well and he packed a lot of power on his punches, you know. I feel like he can beat Brad, man. Like I said, there's some guys that will come into the UFC and just don't really start as good because he's not come from Contender Series, he's come from Octagon. You know, so, you know, sometimes they come in there, you know, just don't perform as well. But give him a next shot. I feel against Brad, I feel Brad can get flat-footed. I feel Robert can close the distance quick and touch him up. I feel Robert got the speed. You know, it possibly could be a knockout here for Robert. So I'm going to say Robert by KOTQ in the first round, guys. But definitely not confident because, like I said, Brad is a veteran. And like we see from Robert against ER, just didn't look too good. The first round, I think he knocked him down, or the second round, he knocked him or something like that. But he just gassed out. But I think about ER, when ER fought Robert, ER had movement. ER was implementing a lot of freaking movement, a lot of lateral and back movement and cutting angles. Brad Tavares doesn't really do that. So this is a different fight. Brad Tavares is going to just plant flat, which is easy for Robert to land those shots, then go in and out on Brad. So that's why I like Robert for this one. Robert by KOTQ first round, not confident. Next fighter, we got Sam Patterson versus Trey Waters. Sam here, I feel is more well-rounded, dude. And he will mix it up more. He will look for takedowns, look for submissions. But he's hittable though, man. And his chin is high up and he's there to get hit. You can counter him, man. Doesn't move his head well off center line, dude. And his opponent here, Waters, you know, Waters flow like water, man. You know, Waters flow like water, is light in there. Kind of have that Philly Shell kind of vibe to him, drop his hand. You know, but he relies a lot on that just boxing, but you know, he does throw kicks from time to time, but he relies on like just like bobbing and weaving and slipping out the way and countering. Usually with his right hand is what he counter with, you know, kind of roll with the shots. He can get taken down too. But the thing is that this is a fight where it's an even fight for me, man. And you know, Waters could catch him with that right hand because I think that's what Waters fires off or flows off his right. You know what I mean? So if Sam is in there, you know, and he flows off the right, he could catch Sam. You know what I mean? But I just feel Sam is just more well-rounded, man. So Sam can mix it up more. You know, Waters just look more just to strike. I feel Sam is just more well-rounded. Is more of the technical in the sense of more well-rounded and more experienced. So I'm going to go with Sam. I'm going to say Sam by submission, guys, in the second round, but I'm not confident just for the fact that Sam can get caught and knocked out and Waters can counter. Waters is pretty good with the counter, man. And if Sam come in there with his chin up, he could get caught, dude. So that's an even fight for me. All right, but Sam by submission second round. Next fight we got Caio, I think I pronounced that right. Caio Fernandes versus Harry Hardwick. I believe this Hardwick short notice is supposed to be Zaim, right? But Fernandes is not a bad fighter, man. He's pretty skilled guy, man. He's going to be at 155. I think Hardwick is coming up for 135. I think Hardwick fights at 135 and 145. So this guy's a little bit smaller. So he's coming up to 155 now. which I think he fought at 155 maybe one time. But with Fernandes here, he's a very unorthodox guy, man. He kind of reminds me of Yair Rodriguez. Has that kind of aggressiveness, kind of like wild kicks, speedy Gonzalez kind of vibe. Comes from every angle. Has a lot of tools on him. Will work the leg kicks aggressively. Will beat up your legs. Kind of remind me of Yair Rodriguez. Very unorthodox kicking techniques. Quick, is durable, is well-rounded. Heavy leg kicks. What I see from Harry here. Harry seems skilled. Seems to put up pressure on you. He's a champ at Cage Warriors. He seems to put a lot of pressure on you, and that's his thing. Is to wear you down and come forward and put the hands on you. Kind of stay on you there. But he's kind of heavy on that front leg, though. Does switch his stance, but I can see Fernandes just tearing up his legs, dude. Short notice for him, too. But the thing about him, this kid seems like a very grindy kind of kid that will just take the beating, take the licking, and keep on ticking. But against Fernandes can freaking hit, dude. So I don't know if he can manage those licks from Fernandes, bro, and keep coming forward. So especially the leg kicks. I'm going to go with Fernandes again because I feel Fernandes' frame is going to be bigger again on the weigh-in scale, you could see. But I think that Harry is more of like a 145er, 135er. I think Fernandes is bigger frame and hits harder. So I'm going to go with Fernandes. I said Fernandes by KO, TKO, guys, in that first round. It could be by a leg kick still. All right. Next fight, we got Marcin Tybura versus Ante Dejala. I think I pronounced that right. Wrong. Or Ante Dejala. Yeah. Marcin is a veteran here, man. Very experienced guy, shows it. But I believe Parkin won the fight, though. I don't know how the hell he beat Mick Parkin in that fight. But again, there's a robbery, and they will rob the fights, dude. We'll look for knockout, and we'll look for the submissions. We'll actually plot on you and set you up and go for takedowns and just ground and pound you and just kind of beat you for taking you down. His opponent here, Ante, or Annette. I don't know how you pronounce that. Ante? Or Ante or Annette. Annette is well-rounded, but I don't think he has faced a caliber fighters like what Marcin has faced, dude. It's coming from PFL. He hasn't faced those guys, man. He went to a decision against Maurice Green. Even though Maurice Green is rangy, long, is a striker, but I mean, what I'm saying, his last win was against Jurgen de Castro, which Jurgen was in UFC, and I believe he got cut, right? So he only had like contender series win and one against Stoffel. I mean, Ante, he could do good in this fight. I know him. I see him fight. It's possibly striking is what he's good at. He couldn't hurt Marcin on the foot and knock him out, but I think it's just levels to this. I gotta have to go to Marcin, man. I say Marcin Tybura by decision, but heavyweight guys can go anywhere, guys. So it's even fight for me. But Marcin by decision. Next fight of Oumar Sy versus Branson Ribeiro. It's the next fight where I felt like Sy should have won the fight, when he fought Menfield. But I don't know, man. It was kind of strange. And this was the same card like what Marcin was on, with Mick. So I don't know. That whole card was just a bunch of robbers on it. Sy is athletic, fights long. We'll fire the shots in the middle. He will also wrestle you. Also has a good wrestling base on him too. Look for takedowns and everything like that. What I see from him though in the third round, he kind of slowed down against Menfield. That's probably why. It's a possibility why they gave it to Menfield, but he wasn't doing much in the third round. I think he's going to come into this fight a little better, and he's fighting with Paris. This card is in Paris, so you got to be careful of that. Like I said, robbers all the time. But Ribeiro is a dangerous dude, though. You can't sleep on him. He will submit you, and he will knock you out. But Ribeiro is very, very hittable and can get hurt on the foot, man. It doesn't take much to hurt this guy. Like I said, the face is not meant to get hit, but Ribeiro can get knocked out, man. He can get caught and hurt on the foot. He will look for the sub. This is a guy that you can't really sleep on him. He will pull off wins on you. I have a win over Dyer here, but Dyer hasn't been looking good. He lost back-to-back losses by submission. But I'm gonna go with Sy, man. I feel Sy can beat Ribeiro here, even if it's just wrestling alone. I feel he can get him down because a guy like Ribeiro can get taken down. But I'm gonna go with Sy. I'm gonna say Sy by submission in the first round, guys. All right. Next fight, we got William Goes versus Robert Taranchala. Gomes is a pretty technical guy, man. He's well-rounded, technical. Will slow down the fight to kind of fit him kind of style. You know, put the fight where he wants it. You know, smart fight IQ. He comes out. His opponent, though, I'm reading from the other side. His opponent, Robert, comes out like a firecracker, dude. He comes out fast. A lot of these guys here, I don't know who they are because they're just making their debut, man. Straight into UFC, bro. These guys from KSW. So a lot of these guys, I don't know who they are. And some I do. This guy comes like a firecracker, man. Fast out the gate. But as fast out the gate as he comes out, he slows down later in the fight, man. He's very wild. You know, unorthodox striking is very reckless. But he's dangerous, though. Because he throws wild. I mean, guys like that comes out wild like that, anything could happen. So this fight is an even fight because he could clip Gomes and actually hurt him. But Gomes moves well in there. You know, uses footwork, his head movement. He's defensively, Gomes is pretty good, man. So, but I don't mean he can't get hit, though. And Robert comes out like a firecracker, dude. But again, Gomes is huge in Paris. I love Gomes over there in Paris, you know. So I'm going to go with Gomes here. You know, that's not really a good reason, you know. Well, it can be if it goes to judges, because it may go to a judge here. So I said Gomes by decision. So they love to give him Gomes decisions over there in Paris. So Gomes by decision, all right? I'm not confident, because like I said, that Robert guy is a firecracker, dude. So you got to be careful. Next fight, we got Patricky Pitbull versus Lucian Aketa. Pitbull here, man. Pitbull experienced guy, man. Veteran, Bellator, came to UFC, didn't do too well against Yair Rodriguez, but against Ige, he got a win there. This fight is kind of a tricky one because dealing with a veteran in Pitbull, you know, his opponent here, Keita, but I see from Keita is not bad, man. He's pretty skilled, dude. Seems well-rounded, very explosive, can get taken down, but he scrams up well. Accurate with the striking, pinpoint power, accurate speed, and his timing, though. His timing is on point. His precision and striking is on point, especially his timing is on point, dude. Pitbull, I don't know, man. I mean, this guy's pretty good. He's fast, dude. I don't know, man. I mean, Pitbull has been knocked out a couple times, man, and he's been knocked out by guys that probably shouldn't knock him out. You know, so I'm saying, like, his loss against this guy here, Suzuki, 10-3 guy, you know, he got caught against Sergio Pettis, you know, he lost that fight too. You know, it doesn't really lose much, but I don't know, I think this Keita guy, I mean, I was kind of going for Pitbull, but when I watched Pitbull last fight again, I watched Keita a couple fights, I'm like, damn, this kid Keita is freaking fast as hell, and he's durable, dude. I mean, Pitbull would have to sniper him, and he can. You know, he did sniper Ige and knocked him down. You know what I mean? But it's like, as the fight go on, man, Keita's going to get better and better. Pitbull slows down. Pitbull would have to sniper him the first round or submit him or go for takedowns, which I feel like Pitbull may resort more to ground takedowns. But Pitbull does gas out, though, dude. And after the first round, he slows down, dude. So there's a fight where Pitbull is going to have to finish Keita in the first round, dude. If he doesn't, this kid is going to be all over him, bro. This Keita kid is going to be all over. This kid is not. This kid is pretty good, dude. He only lost because he hurt his leg against Mate, whoever Mate is. I don't know who that is, but he lost. I think he hurt his foot in that fight. That's the only reason why he actually lost, right? So, but this kid right here as a prospect, he's a freaking damn good prospect. Look on the wins. I mean, some of these guys don't really know, and it's just, you know, it's guys with good wins, but you know, you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? But 16-1 Perry, I mean, he has some good wins on his record, man. I feel like he can beat Pitbull just based off of speed, dude. Speed and his timing. His timing is what impressed me more. His timing is just like quick. As you fire something, brrr, it's just on you. Like a bunch of combination, pushing forward. Dude, his connection, his precision is on point, dude. And I think Pitbull possibly can get knocked out in this fight. It's a possibility he can get knocked out in this fight. But, man, I could see a knockout, dude. I actually could see a knockout, man. Yeah, I could see a knockout. But I'm gonna go decision, though. I'm gonna say decision. This is the speed difference is just night and day, bro. This kid is the speed is an issue here. The speed and his timing. As soon as Pitbull does something, it's gonna be all over him. The counters, the timing is just gonna overwhelm Pitbull. Even though Pitbull's a veteran, But again, Pitbull been in a lot of wars, you know, he's been there, done that, you know what I'm saying, took a lot of damage. You know what I'm saying? This Ketai kid is just improving and getting better and better and better and better, man. And I say Pitbull could take him down and possibly submit him, use the ground game. But even though, you know, I see this kid, it's a shooting this kid, I can see his defense is pretty good too. But his take on defense is not bad. But I'll go Keita. I'm going to say Keita by decision. I was going for Pitbull, but after watching fights over and over again, it's just hard to pick Pitbull, man. It's just the speed that he's got and his timing. So I'll go Keita. I'll say Keita by decision, guys. Next fighter, we got Axel Sola versus Reyes Maki. Sola is not bad, man. Unorthodox out of France here, striking. Chin can ride up kind of high at times. But he looks good, though. He looks a counter, you know, we look for takedowns. Fought at 185, 170, and 155, I believe. I think this fight is going to be at 170. I mean, this kid looks good, man. I mean, he fights good, you know. He's big amateur, 19-4 amateur, dude. 19-4 amateur. That's freaking massive, bro. 19-4 amateur. That's a lot of amateur fights, dude. And with McKee, I think McKee more experience as far as maybe more experience probably for maybe the professionals, but even then I just feel like Sola is still experienced, dude. 19-4 amateur, dude. That's a lot of fights, man, just for amateur. I feel McGee, though, is more experienced probably in the professional scene, but you know, Sola has a lot of experience too. You know, McKee will mix it up. You know, can get flat-footed. He's gonna be the slower fighter here. Very hittable, slow at the movement, like I said. But he will tie you up, land elbows and everything like that. But Sola will box you in the middle, man. Will box you up in the he will box you up. You know, go forward, boot, land uppercuts, body shots. We will stay long too, but he mixed it up well. So I'm going to go with Sola. I'll say Sola by decision, guys. I feel McKee is one of those guys. I know, again, he's a 10-0 guy, and I always say 10-0 guys, you can't really trust them because they usually drop the ball. You know, so that's the next thing you can look at too. But I feel that Sola has enough experience as far as amateur, and with McKee, I feel McKee will drop the ball. McKee is not really a veteran or, you know, like a guy that's, you know, I mean, any one of these guys can be champion, and I put none in the body, and you know, but at the same time, he's just not on that high level. You know, Sola can beat him. Alright? So I go Sola by decision, guys. Next fighter, we got Bolaji Oki versus Mason Jones. Okay here. Okay, he's skilled guy, man. You know, he push a pace and you will land the hands, you know. But in bad situations, you know, he can get put in bad situations, like he got submitted by Chris Duncan. You know, he doesn't handle a pace too well. You know, slows down in later rounds, will break under pressure. You know, not a good sign, not a good, you know, way to go and fight Mason. Because if you're gonna break under pressure, slow down, Mason's gonna keep coming, bro. This guy has experience. He's seen it, been there, been in UFC. He lost against Ludwig Klein. He got kicked out of UFC. He came back. He got some wins in Cage Warriors and came back, beat Jeremy Stephens, which, you know, Jeremy Stephens is kind of like done, kind of, you know. But he, you know, the fact that he hang with Jeremy Stephens was still a dangerous guy, you know, still a heavy hand, you know. But Mason is there, man. We put a pace on you and stay on you. I just feel okay with break under pressure. If okay doesn't finish him or hurt him, I feel Mason gonna get a decision on him. So I'll go Mason by decision, guys. All right. Next fight here, guys. 14 fights, man. This is a lot of fights, but we're going through it, though. Next fight, we got Modestas Bukauskas versus Paul Craig. Yeah, I feel Modestas should get this fight, man. You know, Modestas has improved, dude. He has improved from the time when Calaronchi blew out his leg, kicked him in the leg, and then blew out his knee. You know, he went back to Cage Warriors, got some wins, you know. Looked impressive. Lots against Vitor Petrono. You know, came back, beat Marcin Prachna, beat Rafael Sorocaro, beat Ian Critabello, which was a close fight. You know, it showed that he's been improving, man. You know, Craig does the same thing over and over again. There's no improvement. You know, his striking seems like it's getting better, but it's not, and it's getting better, and then it's just like he's there on the outside, just striking, but nothing is going on. You know, Yeah, he wants a submission, and that's it. You go playing his guard, most likely he will submit you. That's possible. If he jumps you back at your neck, he could submit you. Could he submit Modesto? It's a possibility. You know, I feel Modesto is not the best fight IQ, but I feel he should get this fight. I mean, he's just improving, and Craig is not. I say Modesto by KO TQ in the first round, guys, but 50-50. I'm not confident. Anytime you're fighting Paul Craig, you can't be too confident, because people just tend to go fall in his guard and then get triangle choke. So, like I said, Modesto is not the best fight IQ, so I'll be careful with that one. Next fight here, we got Benoît Saint Denis versus Mauricio Rufi. This is co-main event already? Okay. That's fast. Denis, he took a lot of damage, man. He took a lot of damage in this fight. I guess against Renato, took a lot of damage. Dustin Poirier, he took a lot of damage and got knocked out in that fight. In nearly all these fights, he takes a lot of damage, but he keeps coming forward, though. You know, and sometimes, like I said, in these fights, they had to stop it because his eye was destroyed in that fight. Dustin actually put him up. Against Kyle, though, he didn't really look the same against Kyle, but he took a year off, though. But he didn't look the same, though. Was kind of running into shots, was getting takedowns. You know, finished the fight by arm triangle choke, but, you know, it's a guy that put the grind on you, you know, look to wrestle, take you down. Very, you know, straightforward, tough dude. Take a lot of damage, not the best striking. But his wrestling is what the issue is. Against Rufi, though, I'm kind of, I don't know, man. Rufi is good. I like what I see from him. Moves well, strikes well. But against James Lontop, though, I ain't like what I see from him in James Lontop. You know, James Lontop was just walking him down. Even though he hit James Lontop with some good hits, but couldn't put him out. And James Lontop in that third round pretty much got the third round just by pressure, and Rufi wasn't even doing much. Rufi's a guy that kind of has a Conor McGregor vibe, sniper-like skill, but I feel like his ground is not that tested, though. He's questionable, his ground game, you know. Against Caio, the guys that's fighting on the main card and the main fight, Caio shows that he has good ground game. Rufi, I don't know, he just doesn't really show it much, you know what I mean? And we're dealing with a guy with Denis who's experienced. Been there, done that, you know, fought these tough guys and almost beat them. He almost beat Dustin Poirier. And against Renato, he was there, almost had him, you know, here and there too, with just a takedown and a grinding. Rufi looked like he's good at movement when he's at his range and his long distance. He looks nice, right? But when it's get dirty and you push him up against the cage and keep it real tight, I don't know, man. I feel if Denis comes in there and Rufi hit him with some good shots and Rufi can't put him out, I don't know, dude. I feel Denis could get it here, man. And this is just off experience, too. It's not just like, you know, I feel that, you know, Denis is just overall just, you know, the better fighter, but it's just a grown game. I just question Rufi's grown game. I'm just not sure. You know, and then what I see from James Lontop, it just seems like if you pressure and you get him really tired, he tends not to look the same anymore. He can't carry that pace through all 3 rounds, right? And if Denis come out here straight out the gate, close the distance and keep the pressure on him, I gotta go with Denis there, man. It's just experience too, man. You know what I mean? He fought King Green, you know, that wasn't, you know, I feel Bobby Green is not there no more. James Lontop is not really tested. You know what I mean? And for what James Lontop showed, he shows a little bit of holes. Jamie Malarkey is very hittable. You know, he doesn't possess that ground game like what Denis is going to possess. And that's probably the guy here, the Magomedov guy here from Contender Series. You know, he ain't fought nobody. Denis fought some tough competitions, dude. In a tough competition in a small pace. Matt Bavola, Thiago Moss, Islam Bonfim, you know, Gabriel Morendo, Nicholas Stoss, Elisa Zaleski, which was a close fight. Dustin Poirier, Renato. You know what I'm saying? Is like, I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with Denis here, man. Like I said, I like Rufi, but it's just after this fight, if he wins, I say okay. But I have to see more of his defense on the ground, dude. Because Denis is going to push a high pace on him. And Denis is out of Paris. So he's going to push a high pace on him, dude. Denis is going to push a high pace on him. So if he can defend the takedowns and then keep it striking, or if he can pinpoint, because he's pinpoint accurate with his strikes, and he can knock out Denis. But if that one shot doesn't do it, you know what I mean? Goes second round, goes third round, exactly. Or it may not even have to go there because I have it by submission in the second round. I got Denis by submission in the second round, but I'm not confident because, like I said, Rufi is very technical and looks good on the foot and can sniper him. I just question his ground game, dude, and also question his conditioning to keep that pace. Denis has a conditioning to keep going and get stronger as the fight go on. Rufi look like he slows down, dude. All right, but Denis by submission second round. Next fight we got Nasruddin Imavov versus Caio Borralho. Imavov here, he has improved, dude. He's a guy that has improved like large, dude, like massively. Ground game got better. All around skill set has gotten better. His whole cage game got better. MMA game got better. He does get flat-footed at time, and that's not good against Caio, because Caio does bounce in and out. Caio has a good fight IQ, very smart fight IQ. Again, fighting nerds, like his opponent, like his brethren there, Rufi. His movement could give him a problem. And the thing about Caio can go for takedowns. Wrestling is not bad. His jiu-jitsu is not. He shows it. He shows a variety of different skills in there. Rufi doesn't really show that. Rufi shows more of a Conor McGregor, which is thin and is good at it. But again, we see with Conor McGregor, you fight wrestlers, if fight guys that's gonna grind on him, you end up losing. You know what I mean? He just can't handle the pace. Conor breaks under pressure. And I feel that can happen to Rufi too. You know what I'm saying? Caio is like, Caio shows all around package, dude. I feel Caio is more well rounded. His fight smart fight IQ. I gotta go with Caio here, dude. I like Caio here, man. I'll say Caio by decision, guys. All right. Quick look at the odds yes we're working with here, guys. These crazy odds, banana odds. Let's see what these odds are looking like, man. I know I could look at it in Topology, but save it for the crazy odd. Sam Hughes 385 against Bannon. I could see Sam Hughes winning, but we say about woman fight, guys. It's a hell no. No, man. Hell no, man. No woman. Well, like I said, if it's Amanda Nunes, Shevchenko, Chris Cyborg, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it's a low level kind of fight. Sam Hughes has improved, but I mean, it should have been on 300 and something, which I do like her winning, but not at 300 and something, dude. All right, Brad Torres and Robert, they got Brad Torres at 200 and something. Hell no, no way, dude. Brad Torres is hittable, can get knocked out, man. I believe been knocked out like 5 times. He can get clipped and hurt on the foot, dude. First round too, and Robert can do it. Robert is skilled, dude. What I see from him from ER, just one of those things, man. I had him beaten here, and he looked like he was going to win. When he knocked down here, I believe that's kind of stopped the fight. And once he had to reset, that's when he tend to like slow down. So it could be something with that. But I like Robert. So I have Robert winning. I disagree with the odds in this one, though. This fight here, Brad Torres and Robert, if it's anything, it should be an even fight, dude. Remember, I told you that, but I like Robert. Harry Hardwick versus Fernandez. Fernandez at 176. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I feel Fernandez's frame is bigger. I feel like he's quicker the movement. He has more tools from what I see. Short notice for Harry. I see nothing wrong with that. Trey Waters, flow like water. Against Sam Patterson. Sam Patterson at 188. I disagree. This is an even fight because Waters can catch him with a counter strike. Remember, I told you that Waters could catch him with a counter strike, and Sam is hittable. I like Sam. I have him winning, but it's even fight though. All right. Gustafsson versus Rinat. This is an even fight. I don't disagree. But we see with Rinat, I feel like he lost his last fight there against Leak. Also, Gustafsson will push a high pace with his wrestling, but what I see from Gustafsson, though, watch his fight that he lost, he struggles against guys that can wrestle too. And he struggles bad. You can put him down more than one time. Like, pretty much grind him out for a win. And Rinat is good at that. And Rinat can find submission. So, even fight, I don't disagree. Robert and William Gomes. William goes at 280. I'll be careful with this one because Robert, dude, is a firecracker, dude. He's a guy that's going to come out there in the first one and go with bananas. Goes nuts. You're going to go into spinning heel kick, spinning inside crushing, spinning heel, and spinning back fist recklessly. Not a good thing to do against guys like Gomes, who is defensively sound, that can move around and just pick you up and just pick you apart. but I wouldn't have Gomis so high. I still have Gomis winning, but under 200 though. Be careful. Annette versus Marcin, even fight. I don't disagree. Both heavyweight guys. Annette will pack the power on Marcin and knock him on or hurt him, but just experience. I don't think Annette has experience like what Marcin has. I guess UFC caliber guys. So even fight, I don't disagree. Shy against Ribeiro. Oumar Sy, 500 and something. He should beat Ribeiro, but what we saw from him when he fought Menfield, kind of slowed down in that third round. It wasn't a good look. I guess they thought that he could have finished Menfield, but he didn't do that. So 500 and something, I'd be careful, dudes. With guys like this, you know, he looks like a good prospect, you know, against Ribeiro. Ribeiro still is kind of a guy that, you know, will surprise you. You know, I mean, experienced guy like Ribeiro will surprise you. So be careful. We see guys like Shy, 500 and something, that drop the ball. So be careful with that. Keta and Patrick O'Fearwood, and they got Patrick O'Fearwood underdog. Holy crap. But Keta looks good though, dude. Like I said, his timing, and his timing is what, you know, is what impressed me the most. It's just his timing is on point, dude. I mean, the guy is very quick, counters fast. You know what I'm saying? His defense is not bad. His takedown defense is not bad. Striking defense is not bad either. He's durable. But I wouldn't sleep on Patrick Pitbull though. This fight here, man, I had Patrico winning, and then I went for Keto. So I would have it as an even fight, dude. I wouldn't go so high in Keto and say that, oh, you know, sleep on Patrico Pitbull, because Patrico Pitbull will come out there and then implement takedowns, go towards the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, possibly get a submission. So I'll be careful with this one though, guys. I like Keto, but the 200, be careful. Sola versus Maki, Sola at 142. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I feel Sola's a pretty good fighter. I feel Maki is like one of those guys that can lose, which he does. So, you know, but he's slower at the movement. I feel Sola is a little more quicker. You know, odds not too bad. So yeah. Okay, and Jones at 142, 150. I don't disagree. I feel Jones is gonna put that pace, and okay. I feel okay breaks under pressure and gets tired in later rounds. Gotta go with Jones for that one. The odds are not too bad on that one. Modesto and Paul. Modesto at 300 or something? Hell no. Against Paul Craig, you never sleep on Paul Craig, even though he always looks horrible in a lot of his fights, but he will submit you. And Modesto is not the best fight IQ dude. So be careful with that one. You know, all of a sudden Modesto just chooses to go down into his guard and get triangle control. Like Modesto, don't do it, man. Don't go in his guard, dude. Why? Choke him out. Why? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, as I say, Modesto has improved, looking good. But I feel his IQ is not that great. Paul Craig IQ ain't that great either. But his submission game IQ is pretty good. So be careful with that one. Rufi and Denis, you got Rufi at 196, 180. I totally disagree with this one. Totally disagree. This fight is an even fight. Rufi, sniper Denis first round, all good. If he doesn't sniper Denis in the first round, Denis possibly could win the fight, dude. That's pretty much it, man. So this fight is an even fight. I got Denis winning. Remember, guys, that the host always wins, man. The host always wins. Denis is the underdog. The host always wins. Patrick Pitbull Ferrer is also underdog, dude. The host always win, bro. Remember this, man. Even McKee guy's underdog, but I feel Solo should beat him. The host always wins, bro. So, like I said, Rufi looks good. He's fighting nerves, move around. I like his style, but I just don't see much of his ground, dude. To say that he beats Denis. He goes in there and just, I'm going in to sniper him, you know. Yeah, he could. Couldn't do it to James, though. And James wasn't even wrestling him like that. Wasn't even wrestling him like that, dude. He was just striking and push him against the cage and just putting pressure. Dennis is going to put pressure and lift him up, go for double leg and pin him against the cage and look for submissions on him, dude. And Dennis's experience. Disagree on that one. The house always wins, bro. Always. And this is how they catch you all the time. Caio Borralho versus Imavov. We got Caio Borralho 134, 135. I don't disagree. Close to even fight. I like Caio, but he can go Imavov though. Because Imavov has improved and looks good. Ground defense, ground takedown defense has been looking good too. But I feel Caio mixes it up well. I can say Caio has a striking like what Rufik has. But I can say that he will implement the ground game because he shows the ground game in his fights. He shows it all the time that he can go for takedowns when he needs to against guys that are better strikers. You know what I'm saying? Or guys that, I wouldn't say better, but the guys hit hard and he doesn't want to get knocked out or hurt. You know what I'm saying? He would then implement the ground. Rufi, I don't really see that. I see Rufi does the same thing. which is good and it works for him. But what happens if you're dealing with a guy like Denis, who's like aggressive out the gate, and then it's like, you know, he can handle a hit, keep coming forward and freaking double leg, single leg, and keep that pressure on you and beat you up on the ground and go. It's just so much to deal with, dude. And like I said, from Rufi, he was looking like he was breaking against James Lanta. So I don't know, man. I just be careful with Denis fight here. But I like Caio. We'll see what happens here, guys. That's just my prediction bet on there. Again, anything is possible. Nothing guaranteed in this game. One love up to everybody. Anything I want to say, positive quotes. Man, just keep pushing forward, dudes. That's it. Just keep working what you're working on. Stay away from all the distractions. And you know what the distractions are. You know, things that push on you on the TV, news, just pretty much what the system pushes, man. You know what I'm saying? Try to stay away from all of that, the hate and negativity. If it's anything, just keep it love, man. Make love guide you, not hate, man. Keep it positive all the time. Focus on what you're doing. And, you know, all of the people that's talking crap, like the haters, just block them out. And those are the distractions. Just keep working on what you're working on. And keep it positive. And just show love as much as you can. And when you do that, man, things will work out all the time. Because, like I said, love is the answer, man. You know, you try to push hate and war and all these things, like what the system does. The system does it a lot. You know, they push a lot of hate and negativity out there consistently. There's nothing that they push is positive. So, you know, they always want to try to make you see negative things, trying to hold you down. You know what I'm saying? So you can't rise up. You know, and put you in a bad mood, stress you out, make you hate your neighbor, make you hate yourself, make you don't know who you are. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta focus on what you're doing. You know, get your breath work, get your meditation, get your qigong, get your martial arts. You know, eat your plant foods. Like I said, check out Wayne Gitchy. You see me in action, working all the time, eating my, you know, my plant foods, my raw foods, my fruits, my vegetables, my herbs, nuts and seeds. You know what I mean? I'm just doing my thing, man. I block things out all the time, dude. I'm in my zone. I'm in my body, in myself. Doing myself, man, all the time, man. I don't let nothing steer me, nothing break me, man. Even when the haters come and talk crap, people say this, say that, block out everything and just keep working, keep grinding and doing my thing. And that's what you gotta do, man. All right, one love, guys. Os.